Okay, this is SameulKewa, one of the citizens of Papua New Guinea. SameulKewa, what is your opinion on the current reshuffling of the national government?
Well, I'm so impressed. James Marve made a powerful and lucrative, transparent, good decision to do the reshuffle. That's the thing.
Okay, SameulKewa, if you were the Prime Minister of this country, what is the first thing you would do?
First thing is the constitutional rehabilitation. We have to revisit the Constitution, because our Constitution is the mingling of the truth and the lie. Like Section 45 of the Constitution explains that freedom of religion is giving loopholes for the Illuminati and Freemasons. Okay, the other thing, in the service delivery, I'm anxiously waiting for Marave to deliver. Peter O'Neill, the two reasons I didn't like Peter O'Neill is because he borrowed too much money. That's one. The other was he was so dictatorial. Prime ministers, they don't make laws. Prime ministers makes policy. He was tampering on the Constitution section 140 to 145. He was tampering on the Constitution about the word of no confidence and election of the Prime Minister. And these laws, the Prime Minister must not influence.
Go ahead.
The Prime Minister must not influence the judicial branch of the government. Check and balance, separation of power. The legislative has to function itself, judicial has to function itself, and the executive has to function itself. The Prime Minister is the chairman of the National Executive Council. He has the power to fire any minister and appoint any minister. He has the right to fire the bureaucrats and head of departments. And Kumul Consolidated Holdings, Kumul Mining Holdings Limited, Kumul Petroleum Holdings, all the CEOs of these big iconic assets of the government. The Prime Minister has the power to do the recital. The Prime Minister has no power to tamper on the Constitution or the organic law or the Act of Parliament or the customary law or the common law. All these 7 hierarchies of laws. The Prime Minister doesn't have the power to stretch on the law. But I saw Peter O'Neill was trying to influence, the law-making body is the entire parliament, but one man was trying to make law. That's why I said he has to go, because he was acting like Robert Mugabe in Zimbabwe and Muammar Gaddafi in Libya and Charles Taylor in Liberia and Chen Bogaso in Central Africa. I don't want a crisis that would lead to a catastrophe. That's why I said O'Neill has to go. Otherwise, O'Neill delivered. And the other thing, I didn't like O'Neill because he borrowed too much money. Bible says in Proverbs 22, verse 7, rich rules over the poor, but the borrower is a slave to the lender. You talk about the international bankers, like the Bank of England is powerful in the Commonwealth. The powerful person in the Commonwealth is not Queen Elizabeth, it's the chairman of the Bank of England. The Bank of England is synonym. It's not the Bank of the British monarchy and the Crown. It's the private bank. The shareholders are synonym and they live in the invisible arena. They control the British Crown. So the banking institutions are more dangerous than standing army, like one of the founding fathers of the United States of America said in 1802, when America got independence from the colony of England under King George in 1776, July 4th. Thomas Jefferson was the first Secretary of State and the third President of the United States of America said, I don't fear the standing army with high-powered weapons fully loaded with ammunition, but I fear the private central bank owners. The money powers will take over the U.S. and kids of this country will wake up homeless in a continent that their fathers have conquered. The pilgrims migrated from Europe, especially British and other European countries, to America in 1620. 150 years later, they got independence in 1776, July 4th. However, when the President Woodrow Wilson was the President of the United States of America in 1918, December 23rd, he was selling the country to the banking oligarchs. So the powerful person on this planet is not the U.S. President, it's the chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank. The chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank controls the U.S. President. And this, I tell you, it's the greatest conspiracy that lives on this planet. And we are on the verge of a revolution, so I appeal to Marave cautiously to run this country, as he makes the right reshuffle by putting right ministers in different ministerial portfolios. I congratulate him for his government, but he has to cautiously run the country. O'Neill delivered. O'Neill delivered much. In his time as 7 years being Prime Minister from 2011 all the way to 2019, 30th May, O'Neill delivered. You talk about developments like in Port Moresby, from Jackson's International Opera to Parliament Flyover, O'Neill building. From 9 Mile to Geru all the way to Nava Refinery Factory, road that leads to Nava Refinery Factory and come to Konidogu downtown waterfront, O'Neill building. From Kagamka International Airport to Caltaka Junction, 4-lane, O'Neill building. Okay, extension of Kagamka International Airport, O'Neill built it. Okay, Natsap to Lake 4-lane, O'Neill built it. Initiation of the road link from Kaguarabe to Karama, O'Neill was initiating. Okay, road from Madang to buy in my electorate in Mulbalumsa, Onil was initiating. Onil delivered, but the thing I didn't like Peter Onil is because he borrowed too much money and I'm afraid of international bankers. I tell you, China is buying off the African countries recklessly. China bought off Angola, China bought off Kenya, China bought off Republic of Congo, China bought off Sudan, China bought off Ethiopia, China bought off Sri Lanka. These countries, they borrowed too much money from China. They didn't pay back and China bought them off. Not long China will buy Papua New Guinea. Not long international bankers will take over this country. That's why I didn't like Onil. And I told the Marave government to, don't borrow money. Now Marave is doing a right thing not to borrow money. But infrastructure-wise, Marave will deliver or not, I will wait to see in 2022. He has to deliver. He has to deliver.